All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that little clip on stereotype threat, and hopefully it helped to explain a little bit better how this fear of negative appraisal can impact our behaviors. And that leads us into the final thoughts that we have about this chapter and really the course as a whole, right? Because we're not covering the remaining chapters in the textbook. So what we need to do going forward in the field of personality theory is figure out a way to incorporate culture into our understanding of personality and the development of personality theories, right? Like the expansion of the existing theories or the development of new ones. We need to do a better job of realizing that, the behaviorists did a good job of mentioning the importance of the environment, right? But what I don't think that they really considered is the possibility that environments could systematically vary across cultures, right? That the kind of feedback that we get from our culture, the feedback that we get from our direct environment is influenced by the culture. And so the things that we're rewarded for or punished for could vary. And that's a big gap. Freudian theory, psychoanalytic theory was very heavily influenced purely by Western culture and didn't take any other culture into consideration, didn't think about any possibility that any variation could occur, barely talked about differences between males and females, and all differences were to the male's advantage and the female's disadvantage. I mean, that theory really is lacking in any ability to explain anything outside of basically, early 1900s Vienna. I mean, honestly. And so, taking into consideration factors that happen in other cultures might be really important for modernizing psychoanalytic theory. If we think about, cognitive theory, taking into consideration language and, schemas and other factors that can contribute to personality, absolutely. Culture helps to determine how our schemas are developed and what language we're speaking. And so, we need more research on how those factors affect personality. If you think about humanism, I mean, that's now in the context of not having much data that's cross-cultural. It seems a little bit almost, what's the word I'm thinking of, pompous, to use such a term as humanism, when really, again, that whole theory was developed using basically Western Europe and the US and Canada, a little Australia, really no cross-cultural, any kind of, individualism versus collectivism approach or anything like that to explain those theories. I mean, in existentialism, they talk about, differing motivations and things, but the motivations that are listed are ones that are largely masculine motivations. And when we say masculine, a lot of times we're saying individualistic. And so, we need more evidence coming from a wider variety of cultures and perspectives. And so, I always hope that when I talk about this, that, sometimes I have international students in class and things like that, that people will go back to their own cultures and, think we do need more research on these topics. And, I'm a member of this culture that maybe could shine some light on, psychological principles through the lens of another culture that hasn't been explored. So maybe some of you are budding psychologists of the future might be willing to do those kinds of things. So I think I hit all the major theories. I don't know, I might have skipped something, but I think it's really clear that not just our direct environment, but the larger environment definitely shapes our attitudes, our goals, the behaviors that we engage in, and those kinds of things. And so culture is really super important. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this class, and hopefully you enjoyed listening to my videos. I really enjoyed putting them together, and it was a nice way to spend my winter quarter, getting ready for spring quarter, getting all of these videos together, and I've really enjoyed it. And I hope that other people who are watching this that aren't in my class are learning a little bit about psychology. So thank you very much for listening, and take care.